Hello my YouTube viewers, Diane Roberts here again, and here I am going down into the basement, aka a studio, to show you my craft room, my sewing. This is basically where I do my sewing. So this is a little entryway, and here I have I don't have a lot of stash. This is my stash. That's most of my stash, and probably something in a bucket, like maybe that. That's all I have. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's all I have that's not assigned to a project. Okay, that's what I consider stash. These are a bunch of Missouri Style Quilt block magazines. These are some sewing, quilting magazines. These are all the discs, and those are all the workbooks that go with all my Anita Good embroidery that I use. That's how I do my embroidery with all those designs. This is a little rolling cot that I can put projects on and take with me. These are some patterns. These are patterns. Oh my goodness. There's a couple of projects in there. Okay. That shouldn't be there. These are projects that have been started and need to get worked on. So technically that goes in this pile. See how organized I am? Piles. These are all piles. There's an empty one. I finished a project. Yay! And these are all projects. Some of them I know what they are just by looking, and they're not labeled, but at a good day I labeled some of them. Oh, I can't wait to make that Midnight Blooms quilt. I don't know. I think that's Alice in Wonderland. So these are all various projects that are marked. And here we go. Just little administrative things, nails, push pins, buttons, things like that. Cheesecloth. This is a big old cabinet that my husband built for me. This is the only thing in the room that can't be moved. He dug out he didn't dig out the cellar. When he renovated the cellar, there was a big rock here. There's a big rock that couldn't get out, so he built a cabinet around it. So I have it for storage, which is pretty cool because I have all my AccuQuilt dies in there, because that fills in some various other things that are kind of like random, but I know they're in there. I should probably label the outside, but I don't. This is my Dream Creator that is not the embroidery machine. This is I use just for sewing. That's why it's set into that table with a plexiglass top. These are my half square triangles that I have been putting together for my half square triangle project. That's a quilt project that I'll be working on this week. That's why this machine is on. And then this is a little ironing. This is the cutest ironing storage. Probably a laundry center. It was kind of busted, but I got it for cheap at Salvation Army. And yet I could put more plastic containers. That's where I keep all my wool felt and a bunch of patterns. And patterns are in there. And this is handy with my little iron. If I'm just doing half square triangles, I pull this out and plug in the iron. I don't even have to get up. I can iron here. Well, and the great thing about my room down here is that everything's on wheels or can slide easily on this floor. Okay, so this is an overview of the room. That's my Singer, which when no other machine can sew my project, that Singer can. It's the 301. I have a featherweight upstairs. I keep the featherweight now in the kitchen to do quilting, piecing upstairs. This used to be my ironing station, but I switched it out for this table. That's why there's all this stuff in here. But it works out because I iron right over there now. This is one of my cutting tables. This is an IKEA table, very nice. It's cut out so I can stand in here and do this and yet have room there. I kind of like this table. It was originally purchased for my craft room upstairs for stamping, but because it was so sturdy, I brought it down here. There's Zuzu's bed. That's where she usually stays, although sometimes she sleeps in back of this sewing machine or in back of the other sewing machine. She likes to hide out. Back here, a little crowded, but it works for me. We have heat in the winter. Of course, it's off now. I just straightened out a little in here. That's why I decided to do another video. I was piling things on this flat surface, but even though I have the air conditioner on in here, well, I just turned it off so you could hear me do this video. It's September 17th. And you wouldn't think it'd be as hot as it is, but it is. But before we know it, we'll be turning on the heat, right? This is my old Littlefoot quilting frame that I didn't get rid of. I bought a Littlefoot with a Simply 16 quilter from HQ. Here it is. Here's my quilting machine. But after a while, see, I wasn't sure I could fit a 10-foot machine down here. I almost bought a 12, but I'm glad I got the 10. So I'm keeping the Littlefoot in case. Hey, you never know what the future may bring. Maybe I'll upgrade this machine, this 16-inch, to a 18 or 20, you know. Or what might happen is I might not be living here for the rest of my life, and if I go to a smaller place, I can just put my 16-inch HQ on this and take up where I left off. In the meantime, I've got a bunch of things down here, mostly scraps and jelly rolls and Christmas stuff in that box. I recently bought a bunch of fat quarters. These are a bunch of fat quarters. Now this is a full yard. It's all different. I haven't sorted through my fabric. This is some of the different types of stabilizer and facings that I use. Some quilting paper. So I just keep it in that basket. Joanne had a sale on quilt batting, cotton batting, so I bought a ton of that. I also have the fusible fleece. I use that on a lot of projects, especially kids stuff. Of course, I keep my user manual on hand because I'm always looking something up. It's because I don't quilt every day. I'm using up every single square inch of space here. This is a little old dry sink that I have all my long arm supplies in, bobbins and different threads, etc. And this is the bobbin winding station. I also have, what else do I have in here? Oh yeah, there's the rulers. There's some quilt marking stuff, and I also have my pantographs are in here, and my extra feet for the long arm. Ooh, there's a folder I was probably looking for the other day. Good to know. Good to know. That's my cord for the iron. Okay, so my air conditioner's up there. That's the last, well, that's actually the top row of the quilt that I'm making. That's my design board back there on that wall. This is a big ironing board. This is just a big, big wide ironing board, which is just a board on top of my regular ironing board. I also have an antique ironing board back there that usually comes down, and I use that too if I need to, or if I have more than one person here, so we don't have to fight over the ironing board. This is the quilt that I am piecing now. This is my 2015 block of the month that I was doing, no, she calls it First Saturday at Emma's Quilt Cupboard. And let's see, what's the middle? I think, well, it doesn't matter. It's 25 squares, 25, they're 14 and a half, so they must finish at 14 and a quarter, whatever, no, 14, don't know. Well, anyway, that's also getting worked on this week. This is a quilt I recently finished, and it's quilted. You can see it's quilted. It just needs to be bound, and there's the binding, and that's, to me, that's like almost done. That's a watch a movie, bind the quilt. This is my embroidery machine, which I did a video yesterday on how I do in the hoop quilting. I think tomorrow I'm going to do one on how to start. I showed the end of the process. Duh, I should have showed the beginning of the process. So I'm going to be starting another, here I've got the stabilizer hooped already. So I'm going to, once I put this on the machine, I am going to show how to start a design for quilting in the hoop. The thing about embroidery is you use a lot of thread, and I get all mixed up because the numbers in the book, for the steps in the book, as you can see, there are all these numbers. 2207, the flower. 2241, the flower center. And then you have to compare it to what you have here, but it's never quite the same. These happen to be Robeson Anton numbers. When you put the information into here and on your tablet part of the sewing machine, the numbers come up as Floriani. A lot of those threads over there are Floriani, and those threads are Madeira. I don't have any ropes in Anton. So what I have to do is look it up on the sites and compare the colors to the picture and the sites of that RA thread, and then I make my own numbers. And I list them here on the table, so I also put them on the bottom. It's only a temporary number because the next time I do a project, it might be different numbers because it'll be a different thread company. That's the part that's kind of confusing, but you get over it. You just pick the colors you want to use, you know. This is my other cutting table, a Joann Special, one of those collapsible, not too sturdy, but good to have a nice big flat space, and it's good for cutting. This is where I put my hoops and get them ready, you know, hoop the projects. Here's one of that's the square I finished last night. I like this Anita Good. It's an Anita Good pattern called Fairy Tales. Over here in this corner we have a very tired dog. Hello, Zuzu. Hi, Zuzu. Go back to sleep. Are you happy? Your tail's wagging. Are you happy? Yeah, you're so happy. Okay. If I'm down here, she's down here. If I'm upstairs, she's on the side of me. In bed, on the couch, wherever. It's my Sashiko machine, which I purchased for some particular things. I have used it. I don't use it a lot. I bought it used. I'm considering selling it. So if someone's interested, just leave me a comment. There's my serger, Elna serger. And as you can see the glimpse of, I took my cheesecloth off my machines. I cover them. I don't have covers, bona fide covers for these machines. Some of them I do, like the Brother machines I do, but I don't for these. So I put the cheesecloth on top. So that's it. That's it. Basically it. Ooh, this is. I went to Ryco. Well, this isn't showing up in my camera as the true color, but this matches my quilt. This is a backing I got for that quilt. I picked that up from Bargain Hunters Cove at Ryco Trim Saturday during their Teachers Textiles and Tea. I really lucked out with that one. So this is my room. This is where I come to do my sewing. My other craft room is upstairs, and that's where I do the rest of my stuff. And this door out here, that door leads right to the washer and dryer, and I have another bathroom there, so I don't have to go upstairs if I don't want to. I can even take a shower down here if I want to. But I'm not that drastic. And oh, look, I don't have that light on. It would be just a little bright if I remember to turn on all the lights. I also have my television so that I can turn on my YouTube videos. Got my little Roku there. And oh, look at how cute this is. My daughter-in-law just got me this. I love this tin. Such a cute tin. Anyway, that's the craft room. And it's reasonably clean, so I took the opportunity to do a video. Oh, look at, I had my little, robot vacuum cleaning all the threads up. So that's why the dog bed, that's why she's not laying in her bed. I had it on the chair. Poor Zuzu. Did you miss your bed? Here, I'll put it right here for you. Here's your bed. She sleeps in the bed or she sleeps in the crate. And that's probably she's hiding too because I just turned that vacuum off. This chair goes here. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Look forward to the beginning. I'm going to do another video on beginning a design for quilting in the hoop. Maybe I'll do that one tomorrow morning. As you can see, it's kind of dark. It's nighttime now. Well, have a nice evening. Enjoy and keep busy in retirement. Bye now.